So in the previous class, we were discussing about the DC flow and AC flow analysis. So DC flow, AC flow, different. I will discuss about the contingency shift sensitivity factors later. So we have discussed about the contingency analysis, right? Contingency analysis, linear sensitivity factor, and DC load flow. So that we studied. So I will discuss about generation shift factors later, and AC power flow also later. So now today I'm going to discuss with the contingency selection and ranking. So the contingency selection and ranking. So as we discussed about the contingency analysis, by doing the contingency analysis, for that we need the selection and ranking procedures. So if we want to select, we need to screen the contingencies to select the critical ones, which is which is most severely affected and which is less severely affected. So like that, for that analysis, we need to screen the contingencies for selection of critical ones. Okay. So in the main issue is how to select these critical ones. So that is the concept here. So as I told that we have to select the critical ones. So first we have to give, this is about the selection. I am talking about the selection now. So ranking we will discuss later. So first selection of the contingency takes place from the most critical ones. So for that, how to select the most critical ones? So that is the thing. So we can perform the offline simulation and select the critical contingencies. So offline simulation, as we know that the online simulation is nothing but bringing the whole thing into our system, that is using a software, or you can also use it by using different software tools that we have, different MATLAB tools, multi-sim tools, National Instruments, Team LabVIEW is there. So like that, Opal RT is there. So different simulation tools are there. MyPower. So MyPower is one of the beautiful and what we can say, highly advanced tool. So that MyPower we can use for the contingency selection simulation. So these are different offline simulation tools. So by using those simulation tools, we can select the most critical ones. So most critical, less critical. So like that, we can give the ranking depending upon the contingencies, depending upon the severity of effect, whether it is most severely affected or less severely affected. So like that, we can rank them. So by ranking them, we can select which is most severely affected contingencies and which is less severely affected contingencies. So that's the thing. So one more thing we have in our system is about security problem. So the security problem in a real time is given the present state. Actually, it gives the present state of an outage which occurs at the system reliable operations. So in a real time conditions keep changing. So what happens if you are going to simulate the things at the real time? At the real time, the data will be keep on changing. So in the real time, the data will be keep on changing. Okay, and so in the real time, the data will be keep on changing. So by considering that, by the data which we collect by changing, the data which keep on changing. So as we know that our load forecasting, that the system is having huge number of data. So these data will be not but constant throughout the system. So in order to get the analysis, we have to go for the real-time analysis, real-time simulation tools. So in the real time, the data will be keep on changing, and contingencies which are insecure operation also changes. So some contingency operations will be there. So for a secured system, for secured operation, the contingency selection, the contingency which we have selected will be with some particular value. So if after occurrence of some security issues, the contingency place may be changes. So if you are given that as a 4th rank, the rank may be changes after it went into insecure. after it is went into insecure. Okay, so for that purpose we have to keep an eye on real-time simulation. And a contingency, a non-critical in a particular operating state may become critical for another operating. So we have studied different operating states: normal operating state, alert operating state, severely affected state, and critical state. So like that. So like that we have studied. So for a particular contingency, a non-critical state and a critical state, a non-critical contingency and critical contingency. So these are different operating states may be there. So based upon that contingency, the operating system may be vary. Okay. So for this purpose, for this analysis, therefore we have to select the selection of the contingencies to be studied online, not with the offline simulation, but we have to go for the online simulation. Online simulation is nothing but the real-time simulation, real-time data simulation. So that simulation that we are performing in a MATLAB is called offline simulation. But if you use Opal RT, the software which is there, the Opal RT, so by using that we can do for online simulation. Okay. So in order to get whether the in order to know whether the system is at which condition, which operating state, and if the system is went for the insecure state, so automatically the operating system is also changes. Operating state of the contingency is also changes. So for that purpose, we have to select the contingencies to be studied online for security analysis, and should be based on the current operating conditions. So whether which actually at which operating condition it is performing. Okay. And which should be not fixed on offline studies. So a common method used to decide severity of a contingency is based on defining by the performance index. So we have your just like the progress card. So in the progress card, your performance will be labeled. So if you are scored more than 90 marks, you will get A plus. Less than 90 to 80, you will get A grade. So 70 to 80, you will get a B plus. So like that, here also we will having one index. So that index is called as performance index. So based upon the severity of the contingency, we will give the rank. That is about performance index. So here the ranking will be based upon which is most severely affected. So whether it is at the buses or at the transmission line or at the load buses. So whatever may be, whatever the different location, the contingency might occur, but we have to study this contingency, we have to analyze this contingency throughout our system. So in that, which is actually most severely affected. So I will just give an example. So a contingency is occurred at bus number 2. So we have 5 number of buses, and at bus number 2, the contingency had occurred. So we need to study, we need to analyze the whole contingencies for entire system. For example, we have 3 generators, 5 buses, 3 transmission lines. Okay, so like this, a system will be there. We have to analyze contingency analysis for all the 3 generator buses, all the 5 buses, bus voltages, and also all the transmission lines, and also different locations. So in all these things, so which is most severely affected? So that should be given first rank. So that will be having highest performance index. Okay, I hope you got the point. So how to select the performance index? Same problem. Okay. Selection. Okay. So first thing is we have 3 sets like that. the based upon system PI for line power flows. System PI for line power flows. So that is the first thing. So here system PI, the system performance index, is meant to indicate the overload which may occur on various lines. So we have different n number of IEEE 13 bus, IEEE 16 bus, whichever you can take. So standard. Okay. So is meant to indicate that which of the transmission line is overloaded. So that should be done using the performance index, system performance index. So which indicates the overload which may occur on various lines due to an outage. Outage is nothing but disconnection. Okay. So due to an outage, which should be either at the generator side or at the transmission line side. So elladru generator side adru agli, transmission side adru agli, elladru namage disconnect aitu antandre or outage aitu antandre ಅದರ ಅಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಮಿಷನ್ ಲೈನ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಓವರ್ಲೋಡ್ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಸೊ that will be decided, that will be understood by our system performance index. So this can be determined by using approximate method of distribution factors. So we have here two distribution factors, performance index using performance index which is measured in terms of megawatt. So this is a method called as approximate method. So here the formula will be given by PI megawatt, performance index in terms of megawatt will be equals to L is equals to 1 to capital, small l is equals to 1 to capital L. So here capital L is the number of lines, number of transmission lines. Okay. So WL divided by, so okay, WL divided by 2N and of PL divided by PL limit. Okay, PL limit whole to the power of 2N. So this raise, this raise to is there, no? Illena raise to antidana heltidiyalla, 2 raise whole to the power of this power of 2N. So this should be always maintained even, not odd. N should be value with the odd even numbers. Okay, I will tell why. Okay, PI megawatt is equals to sigma L is equals to 1 to L WL by 2N, PL divided by PL limit whole to the power of 2N, or else you can also take, just neglect this WL by 2N. I will explain why it is changed here like that. PI megawatt is equals to sigma L is equals to 1 to L, PL by PL limit whole to the power of 2N. So this is our equations. So here L is the number of lines. Okay. L is the number of lines. So this capital L is the number of lines, and WL. So I have used here WL. It is the real non-negative weightage factor. So we will be having some weightage factors. Based upon that, we are going to decide the performance index. So this WL is the non-negative weightage factor, and which may be used to reflect the important lines in the system. So important lines, which are normally used as our tie lines. So tie lines are some in our important lines. So which will be having more weightage factor, which transmission line will be having most weightage factor. So that will be given by the factor that is delta WL and PL. So here PL is the load flow or you can say power flow. So that will be measured in megawatt. L for particular line L. ನೀವು ಯಾವುದಾದ್ರೂ ಯಾವ ಲೈನ್ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿರಲ್ಲ ಆ ಲೈನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಪವರ್ ಫ್ಲೋ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ ಅನ್ನೋದ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ ದಿಸ್ PL ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಗಿವನ್. ಓಕೆ, ಅಂಡ್ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಈಸ್ PL ಲಿಮ್, ಇದು ಡಿನಾಮಿನೇಟರ್ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ PL ಲಿಮಿಟ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಗಿವ್ ಮೆಗಾವ್ಯಾಟ್ ಲಿಮಿಟ್ ಆರ್ ಕೆಪಾಸಿಟಿ ಆಫ್ ದ ಲೈನ್. ಸೊ ಈಗ ಒಂದು ನಾವೇನು ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಮಿಷನ್ ಲೈನ್ ಆರ್ ಟೈ ಲೈನ್ ಇರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ, ಆ ಟೈ ಲೈನ್ ಮ್ಯಾಕ್ಸಿಮಮ್ ಕೆಪಾಸಿಟಿ ಎಷ್ಟು. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಮ್ಯಾಕ್ಸಿಮಮ್ ಕೆಪಾಸಿಟಿ ಆಫ್ ದ ಲೈನ್ will be given by PL limit, and this PL is the actual flow of power and WL is the weightage factor, and here N is the positive integer. N should be always positive. Okay, so here the PI, the performance index, contains all the line flows normalized by their limits. Okay, PI contains all the line flows normalized by their limits. Normalized, or you can say made easy. Normalized is nothing but made easy by their limits. Okay, So even power of n, even power, that is 2n ಅಂತ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಲ್ಲ, 2n ಅಂತ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಲ್ಲ, so that is our even power. So we have to use even power to avoid using of the magnitude of the line flows in the calculations. So in calculations ಅಲ್ಲಿ only magnitude use ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಅದನ್ನ even ratio ದಲ್ಲಿ ತಗೋಬೇಕು. So when all the line flows are within their limits, then PL megawatt is nothing but our, sorry, PL not PL, that is performance index. This is not L, this is I, PI megawatt. Okay, so total performance index in terms of megawatt. So when all the line flows are within their limits, so it should be having some small value and has some higher value when the lines are overloaded. So if the lines are normally with the tolerable limits, ನಮಗೆ ಮ್ಯಾಕ್ಸಿಮಮ್ ಕೆಪಾಸಿಟಿ ಎಷ್ಟಿದೆ ಅದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಫುಲ್ ತೀರಾ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಟಾಲರಬಲ್ ಲಿಮಿಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಒಳಗಡೆನೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ಪವರ್ ಫ್ಲೋ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಪರ್ಫಾರ್ಮೆನ್ಸ್ ಇಂಡೆಕ್ಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಗುಡ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಹ್ಯಾವಿಂಗ್ ಸ್ಮಾಲರ್ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂಸ್. PI ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಹ್ಯಾವಿಂಗ್ ಸ್ಮಾಲರ್ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂಸ್, PI ಮೆಗಾವ್ಯಾಟ್. ಸೊ ಈ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಏನಾದರೂ PI ಮೆಗಾವ್ಯಾಟ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಬಂತು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, ಸೊ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರೇಟ್ ಅವೇ come to the conclusion that your line is overloaded. So based upon the PI megawatt value, that is performance index value, we can say that whether the line is overloaded or underloaded. Okay, so if it is with the tolerable limit value, then PI megawatt value will be small, and if the PI megawatt value will be higher, then you can say that the line is overloaded. And this indicates that a good performance of the severity of overloads and in the system following by a contingency. So this whole PI megawatt or the smaller value or higher value, so this provides us an indication of the severity of the overloads in the system after the contingencies. So even after some bringing the system from the contingency actions, your system may be still in abnormal conditions. ಈ ಕೋವಿಡ್ ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಬಂದು ಒಂದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ರಿಕವರಿ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೂ ನೀವು ಹುಷಾರಾಗಿರ್ಬೇಕು, ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ಆಗೇನು ವಾಪಸ್ ಬರೋ ಚಾನ್ಸಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಲೈಕ್ ದಟ್, even after the following some contingencies, you have to be very careful. You have to maintain the system in limits, tolerable limits, because the system may be bring back into a severity. So that's why here the author told to severity of the overloads in the system following after a contingency. So under the base case of operation, so all the lines are not equally loaded, hence can be ranked lines based on their base case loading. So here what happens in some conditions, all the lines are not equally loaded. So every time all the lines are not equally loaded. Okay, so if you just can measure in your laboratory also, if you just measure, if you are using a 3-phase load, you can measure by using tongue twister. So tongue twister ನಿಮಗೆ ಇದಿರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ, ಟಂಗ್ ಟೆಸ್ಟರ್ ಮಲ್ಟಿಮೀಟರ್, ಸೊ ಅದರಿಂದ ನೀವು ಈ ಎಲ್ಲಾದ್ರದ್ದು ವೋಲ್ಟೇಜ್ ಆರ್ ಕರೆಂಟ್ನ ಮೆಜರ್ ಮಾಡಿ ನೋಡಿ, it will be not equally loaded. Okay, so at that time how we can decide? So at that time we can decide based upon their base load condition, base case of loading conditions. So that will be done by using formula PL naught divided by PL limit. So here PL naught is the base case power flow. PL naught is the base case power flow in the line, and which can be ranked them based on this, and pick up only those lines which have the value above the threshold. In threshold in some standard set of values iruttala, a standard set of values cross madid melene ನೀವು you have to pick up the values and compute the performance index only for these line outages. So what we can understand from these lines, so we have decided the base case power flow, that is PL naught, because every lines are not equally loaded. So if when every lines are not equally loaded, we can go for the base case power flow line, and here we can rank them based on this and pick up only those lines so which have the value above than the threshold value. So see here what happens, we may not get some same values, at the time of equally loaded conditions. So since it is if it is not equally loaded condition, we have to select the values based on which have the above the threshold values, which have more than the tolerable limit values. and we have to compute the performance index only with those such line outages. Okay, so here outage of more heavily loaded lines is more of a threat to system security, okay, than the outage at line loaded conditions. So now in line conditions, transmission lines now outage in calculate ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ which is having very much higher overloaded. So heavily overloaded condition lines ಯಾವ್ದು ಇರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ ಅದು most outage conditions, and lightly loaded lines ಯಾವ್ದು ಇರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ ಅದು least outage conditions. So heavily loaded it is more outage, and less loaded it is lightly loaded, which is giving less threat to our system. ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಓವರ್ಲೋಡ್ ಆಗಿರೋದು ನಮಗೆ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಥ್ರೆಟ್ ಕೊಡುತ್ತೆ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ಗೆ, lightly overload ಆಗಿರೋದು small threat ಕೊಡುತ್ತೆ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್. That's the thing. And we can use base case load directly to rank priority list of the lines to be outaged. So based upon your base case loading, we can directly rank the priority. Okay. To rank the contingency, we obtain performance index for different line outages. So we have to calculate the performance index of the every line of our system, and based upon the value of your performance index, we can rank the contingencies. So as in the previously at the starting itself, I have told that which is most severely affected will be given as first rank, and which is less severely affected will be given as least rank. So that's what I have mentioned here. And the one with the largest value PI will be most severely contingency. Okay. The value of n greater than 1. So the even powers 2 whole to the power of 2n or PL divided by 2n. So that I have told now. So that n will be greater than 1, give you the better indication of the severity of the outage. It will be easy to calculate the outages. It will be easy to calculate the rank of your system. So if you give more than 1, if you give the value of n more than 1, it will be easy to calculate the severity of outage. But to calculate and it is also easy and quick and accurate for higher powers, which should be having greater than 1. So if you say the values which is more than 1, so it will be some difficult. Okay, it's not very easy to calculate. So if you keep on increases the higher the value of n, the calculation will be takes longer time, and it is some leads to some difficulties in the calculation. Okay, so next thing is system performance index for voltage analysis. So till now we have studied the PI for line outages, line transmission lines. Now we can go for system voltage analysis. Okay. So we can compute the voltage deviation for various outages using fast decoupled load flow analysis. Yesterday we have told the Newton-Raphson method and fast decoupled load flow analysis gives you accurate values. So that is the advantage of using Newton-Raphson and fast decoupled load flow analysis. So this here performance index for the voltages will be defined by the formula PIV. So previously we have studied for PI megawatt. Here PIV. Same thing. No ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ change ಆಗುತ್ತೆ equations. The procedure will be same in order to calculate the performance index. Only thing is there we have studied for power flow in the line, but here we are calculating the voltage. That's the thing. So based upon the voltage severity. So in the previous case we are studied based upon the power flow severity. So here based upon the voltage severity we will give the ranking. And sigma L is equals to 1 to n. Okay. W VI divided by 2n. So same formula W VI divided by 2n is equals to VI minus VI SP divided by delta VI line whole raised to 2n. VI minus VI to the raised SP divided by delta VI limit whole raised to 2n. So here what is meant by VI? So VI gives you the voltage at bus I for a given contingency. If you are going to consider for 8th bus, if you are going to consider IEEE 13 bus system, in the IEEE 13 bus system, if you are interested to go for calculation of bus voltage at 8th bus, so V8 is equals to, then we have to calculate the voltage at the 8th bus. So similarly, VI specified, VI SP gives you the specified voltage. or a specified or a rated voltage magnitude at bus 8th. Actually bus 8, so I am just giving example, okay. I andre I am just taking I as 8. So here 8th bus alli nimge which specified voltage estide or magnitude of voltage estide, so that will be given by VISP. And as usual n is the number of buses. So in the previous case n is the number of transmission lines, here n is the number of buses. And next thing is delta VI limit. So same thing, voltage deviation limit which is acceptable. So how much amount of voltage that a bus is capable to accept. So that will be given by delta VI limit. And WVI. So this gives you the non-negative real weightage factor. Same thing. So in the previous case weightage factor itala, same weightage factor here also. So when all the voltage level deviations from the rated value are within delta VI limit, then you have to go for PIV, performance index voltage. So if all the deviations are within the limit, then PIV will be small. So in the previous case also, if all the outages of the or all the limits in the transmission line are small or within the limit, then MW is small, here PIV is small. So this index can be used directly to compute the severity of different outages on the system voltage profile. Severity of the different outages. So different outages will be there. Severity is most affected. So in the voltage profile check ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ system ಅಲ್ಲಿ. So voltage profile check ಮಾಡಿದಾಗೆ ನಾವು specified values ಮತ್ತೆ present values check ಮಾಡಿದಾಗೆ, so ನಮ್ಮ specified values ಗಿಂತ present values ಯಾವುದು ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇರುತ್ತೋ or far away ಇರುತ್ತೋ, so that we can say that it is most severely outaged condition. Okay, so based upon that we need to give the rank. So if you are going to consider the reactive power limits, Q limits, reactive power limits of the generation, so then we can modify the above equation. So only modification is you have to add extra this one. This is same, along with you have to add one WQ by 2n QI divided by QI max. So what is here? Q is the reactive power. So reactive power at the bus I and the maximum tolerable limit of the reactive power. So WQ is the weightage factor. N is the number of buses. So here N is the number of generators. Here N is the number of buses. Here G is the number of generators. How many generators that our system is having? If you can say 3 generators, so then give I is equals to 1 to 3. So if you are interested to calculate at the bus 6, then you can go to you can straight away take it as sigma 6 to IN WVI V6 divided by 2 to N. N is the number of buses. So place the value of 6 here and take the value of corresponding reactive power at the bus 6. So you have to calculate every buses, not only 6. ನಿಮಗೆ ಸಾಫ್ಟ್ವೇರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಗಿವನ್. ಮೈ ಪವರ್ ಟೂಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು if you are go to the masters, if you take the masters power system analysis subject, they will be having one lab, power system lab will be there. So in that you are going to conduct experiments in my power tool. So in the my power tool, by using my power tool, you are having one experiment, that is computation of contingency analysis. So there you have to you will be having IEEE 13 bus or IEEE 64 bus, 16 bus, whichever is applicable. You can take that bus and perform the analysis, contingency analysis. So there we have to go for whether you can go for PI megawatt or PIV. So based upon the requirement you can go. So that's the thing about the system PI. And the next thing is 1P 1Q method for selection. This is most important. Repeatedly they asked in your examinations, in your cement examinations. Okay, so okay, 1P 1Q method for selection. So actually what is this meant by 1P and 1Q? So one iteration for fast decoupled load flow is enough to give good performance index. So that's why we have given 1P, 1. Okay. So which indicate the severity of contingency. So just by using one iteration, you can get a good performance index. A performance index indicates both the line flow deviations and voltage magnitude deviations. So this PI, PV. So we have studied PI megawatt, PI voltage, and now PI PV. Okay. So this PI PV gives you the index. So that will be given by same sigma I is equals to 1 to L, PL divided by PL max all raised to N plus sigma I is equals to 1 to N delta VI by delta VI max all to the power of 2M. So here PL, so this PL gives you the line flow or power flow in particular line, and maximum withstanding capacity of that particular line, that will be given by PL max, and delta VI gives you the change in the voltage with respect to your different lines, and maximum delta VI max gives you the maximum deviations that are tolerable in the voltage. Okay. So all the three equations are looks similar. Nothing is there. Okay. So this is one more method. So we have studied performance index based upon the transmission line, performance system PI for voltage analysis. Now 1P 1Q method of selection. So how to select, how to go for this method? So here we have delta VI. So this delta VI gives you the difference between voltage magnitude. So that obtained at the end of the first iteration. Delta is nothing but change. Delta P, delta V, delta F, delta I, whichever you can take. Delta means change. So delta VI is the change or difference between the voltage magnitudes. Change in the different voltage magnitudes. So which are obtained at the first iteration. That's why I have mentioned here 1P, 1Q. First iteration of the base case voltage magnitude. Okay. And since one iteration is carried out, that's why this method is called as 1P and 1Q method. So here we have AC power flow analysis. So this can be done. So we have studied DC power flow analysis. One more thing is there, AC power flow analysis, that I will discuss later stage. So AC power flow analysis can be done starting from the first and continue till the last value. First case without violations. So nimge without violations sigovvarguno loop continue ಆಗ್ತಾನೆ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. So how it is performing, so that we can look by using this flow chart. So first you have to start the iteration. So run the fast decoupled load flow analysis. You will be having different load flows. Newton Raphson, fast decoupled, only decoupled. So ನಿಮ್ದು ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ ಇನ್ನು 3-4 ಟೈಪ್ಸ್ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಸೊ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕೇಸಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಯಾವುದು ಅಕ್ಯುರೇಟ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ಸ್ಮಾಲ್ ಇಟರೇಷನ್ಸ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೋ ಅದನ್ನ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. ಸೊ since we are using FDLF, you can go for FDLF for one iteration for different contingencies. Next go for next procedure. What is that? Rank the contingencies based upon the performance index. Okay. So we have to rank. So here we can see, ನಾನು ಹೇಳಿದ್ನಲ್ಲ ಆಗಲೇ ಲೀಸ್ಟ್ ಯಾವ ಥರ ಪ್ರಿಪೇರ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ. ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಸಿವಿಯರ್ 1 ರ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಕೊಡಿ, ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಸಿವಿಯರಿಟಿ ಡಿಕ್ರೀಸಿಂಗ್ ಆರ್ಡರ್. ಓಕೆ, ಲೀಸ್ಟ್ ಸಿವಿಯರಿಟಿ ಯಾವುದಿರುತ್ತೋ ಅದನ್ನ ಲೀಸ್ಟ್ ರ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಕೊಡಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಈ ಲೀಸ್ಟ್ ಇಂದ ನಾವು ಡೇಟಾ ತಗೋಬೇಕು. ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ವಿತ್ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಕೇಸ್. ಸೊ ಈಚ್ ಕೇಸ್ ಬೈ ಕೇಸ್ ಡಿಸೈಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಕೇಸ್ ಏನು ಸಾಲ್ವ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ? After solving that, is it your performance with the AC flow? So ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಫಸ್ಟ್ FDLF ರನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ. FDLF ರನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಕಾಂಟಿಜೆನ್ಸೀಸ್ ನ ರ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಕೊಡಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ರ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟ ಮೇಲೆ ನೀವು ಕೇಸ್ ಸ್ಟಡೀಸ್ ರನ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ಕೇಸ್ ಸ್ಟಡೀಸ್ ರನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ಮೇಲೆ perform the AC load flow. So after performing the AC load flow, you will get one display. ಏನಾದರೂ ಯಾವುದಾದ್ರೂ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ವಯೋಲೇಷನ್ ಆಗಿದೆಯಾ, ಸೊ that will be given display. Okay. Later, is stopping criterion reached? ನೀವು ಎಲ್ಲ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ದು ಈಚ್ ಕೇಸಸ್ದು ಕಾಂಟಿಜೆನ್ಸಿ ಅನಾಲಿಸಿಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀರಾ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳುತ್ತದೆ. ಸೊ ಇಫ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ಡನ್, then stop the procedure. If ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲಾದ್ರದ್ದು ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ದು FDLF ರನ್ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ವಾಪಸ್ AC load flow analysis go. Simple procedure, nothing is there. Okay, so where we have to stop the criterion. So fixed number of cases from top until no violations occur. So stopping criterion ಯಾವುದು ನಮಗೆ ಯಾವಾಗ ಸ್ಟಾಪ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ನಾವು, when we have to stop, whether we need to reach it at the fixed number of cases or we have to follow until the violations no violations occur. So till where, till that time you have to perform the analysis. Istu saku. So till here you will be having for your internals. Okay, so till here the selection and ranking you will be having for your third IA. ಏನಾದರೂ ಕೇಳೋದಿದೆಯಾ? Anything?